Hi everyone, welcome to EB. I'm May. I'm here to talk about the 1OK Rock concert I went to today. So first of all, there were two concerts at the O2 today. The Indigo one had SF9, so I went in for freebies, obviously. So I'm gonna unbox them in just a moment, and then went to 1OK Rock, and oh my gosh, guys, you have no idea. The only thing that was disappointing about this concert is that it was not sold out. Like, how is it not sold? Like, they were so good. And it was funny because I came in early, so obviously I did. I went to the merch line trying to get merch, and I was on the phone with my sister going like, which one, taking pictures, and I haven't had my new prescription glasses yet, so oh my god, I can't even see some of them. And so I picked up one that I was like, hey, that looks like more of a concert, and she was like, yeah, that looks good. And I'm like, I can't see it up close. And she's like, it's fine. So we picked that one. So and then when, I put it in the bag, didn't look at it, just go went and got freebies for SF9 freebies. And then when she got there, we came in. I had no idea. I've had O2 as a SIM card for so long. I've got so many concerts, and this is the first time somebody told me, "Do you have O2?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, you do realize you can just go into the lounge, and I was like, "What do you mean yeah, you got priorities." Like, I get priorities. Like, yeah, you go into the lounge. So, all right, so we went in, and she went to the toilet to change, put the shirt on, my sister, and then we found out that you could take like pictures. You get like 20% off drinks, and I was like, wait a second, where are all these benefits come? How come did I not know it? I've only been with like O2 for like years. I'm like, hello. Who knew? And so I'm like, oh, we're definitely doing that for the Florence and the Machine concert because tickets were expensive enough. Anyway, so when she put on the shirt, and then we were told we had to put the bag in bag check. We had a cloakroom that we could do for free because of the O2 benefits and whatever. And then we started walking around, and that's when I looked at my sister's shirt, going, "Is this a CD I don't know? What is pill dust?" I was because I could see it now, the shirt, and she was like, "I don't know. Do you know it?" And I'm like, "I don't know it." But then one girl comes up and is like, "Oh my god, I've never heard this band. How is it?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, did I buy the wrong band?" I bought the wrong band. And then, but I found out no, it's the reason why it was with stuff was because it's the opening act, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I hope I like them." Anyway, so we had our food and we headed to our seats, and the whole place in front of us, like there were several rows in which there was nobody seated there. Also, all the upper ones were closed off, so they weren't actually available to buy. I was like, oh, okay, weird. We had pretty good seats, and our row seemed like very enjoyable. we had a good group, so it was fine. So anyway, so the concert started, and the opening act came in, and it was a lot of screaming because I didn't know it was actually heavy metal, and I was like, well, I enjoy it. And as they were singing, and my sister was like, "Do you know the group?" I was like, "I don't think I know the group." And I was like, "Is it Japanese?" I was like, "I don't know." So they came in, and the guy's like, "Well, he's obviously Japanese, so obviously okay." And they're from Fukuoka, okay. And then they started singing. I'm like, "I know the song." And then the next song, I know the song. And then the next song, I know the song. Wait a second, this is a group I listen to. I just didn't know the name because I don't really like pay much attention. So yeah, so I know the song. I was like, yay, at least I bought a shirt of somebody I know. Anyway, so then I did want to point out, I did in the end go back while my sister was getting her our bags from the bags department. I went and I wanted to buy the blue shirt that they had, but they were out of our sizes, and but they did have it like the regular one that was the big one that everybody was buying. They had that, so we bought that one because I was like, at least I'm gonna get one. Okay, rock. So yeah, we got the shirt. Anyway, so yeah, good. Anyway, so then 1OK Rock came up. Oh my gosh, were they good? They were so like the guy came out screaming and everything, and then there was a lot of head banging, and the pits were going, and it was so good. And then the graphics that they had, the story behind it that they had, the opening. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And then it was so funny because they would have some of the lines on the thing, and I was like, oh, I appreciate the lyrics, and I was like, oh, both my sister and I looked at each other, going, I didn't know that was in English. I thought it was Japanese, and I just didn't understand it. It was like, no, it was his bad pronunciation. And then he started talking, and he's got like this accent that was like perfectly English, right? So he starts to speak, and it's like, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. And then you listen to the words, and you're like, wait, that phrase made no sense. Like, none of those words strung together into a sentence. Like, what is this? What? It just got worse and worse. And at one point, we were like, and the guy was like, all enthusiastically talking, and then at the end, it's like, you feel me? And I was like, eh. Like there was a moment of pause in which everybody was like, do we? I had no idea what he said. So good. And then there was at one point in the middle of the song, we're all headbanging and everything, and the guitarist comes out with the microphone and he starts singing and rapping, and I was like, oh, and there was like this moment in which everybody paused for a second, like you could just see it, and everybody's like, oh my god, it was him. The whole time it was him. Who knew? Because you don't listen to the CDs, but you don't know, you're thinking it's just the singer, but or another guest or something. But no, it was the guitar that was rapping. I was like, oh my gosh, it was. But the favorite character is still the drummer. He was so funny. And at one point there was like the solo in which he was like the camera was on him and he's like drumming and the stick just flies by and he goes and he's still like grab on the stick went flying. It was so funny. But song quality, and then the fact that they came up with the three biggest songs right at the beginning, and you're like, oh my god, and then in our minds are like, is the show going to be good? Because the three like biggest songs are, but as it went on, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I love the song. Oh my gosh, yes, and it was just so good. It was one of the best concerts I've been to. Like, oh my gosh, I loved it. And I liked that we had seating seats and there was nobody in front of us, so there was nobody standing up, so we didn't have to stand up. But we were still dancing, screaming, and everything, so it was perfect, perfect. So there are a few short clips, so here they are. All right, and then I do have some events coming up on the weekend, so make sure you check them out. Come find me. These are all the upcoming events. And I do hope to see some of you there. Bye.